Here we are going to explain the 2009 science fiction horror film called Splice. The film begins with two genetic engineers come on the scene. It was a married couple. Clive was the name of the husband and Elsa was the name of the wife. Both of them were genetic engineers. These engineers create new creatures as a result of experimentation. It means there is a possibility of creating a new animal or creature if two species of creatures are crossed. They used to work for a pharmaceutical company. Nucleic Exchange Research and Development was the name of the company. In the process, both Clive and Elsa had to mix two animals' DNA together first. This results in the creation of a new animal, and they used to make medicines for different diseases with animal proteins. They also created a new type of animal right now. Manly person with a unique look, and they've made similar animals before. Who is the woman? Now they bring the two animals in front of each other, and the two animals met affectionately. In fact, the two animals are comfortable with each other. This means that their experiment was successful. Observe him. Both turned to the head of the company. They told him, "We made this new animal by mixing the DNA of several animals, and we can make medicines for different diseases with this protein. And we also invented a new technique with it. Hybrids can be produced by crossing animal and human DNA. Obviously, we can make medicines for different diseases." Their leader says the company is satisfied with your experience and your statement about mixing animal and human DNA. Management company will not agree with this at this time, and the company is thinking about making a drug out of animal protein that you make. So he will focus on making potions, stopping the research process. Clive and Elsa say that others will use it if we don't take the initiative. He asks, "When did we say we wouldn't initiate it? We will start it without a doubt. After we make the medicines, we will begin marketing them. Then the focus will be put on your project." So she forbids both of them. Both are frustrated about it, because they're both genetic engineers, not to be used by a company to manufacture drugs through animal protein. So they plan to continue their experiment in secret. So they are proactive in their work, but they need human DNA to move forward. So Elsa brings someone's DNA to Clive. Clive asks, "Who owns this DNA?" Elsa says this DNA belongs to an alien, and they are experimenting with human AD and their own organism's DNA. They struggled hard but still failed. Because of this they worry. One day, Elsa carries an extra DNA. She said it was perfect DNA. "So we're going to test this DNA." Then they tested on human DNA and animal DNA. After struggling for a while, their experience seemed to improve. This means that human and animal DNA has been mixed. Well, they had unique DNA back then, created from a mixture of human and animal DNA. Clive doesn't want to continue her research because it's illegal, but Elsa has the opposite opinion. She wants to continue this research, so she went down to the lab, got that DNA. There's a machine in this room. It starts producing animals and humans after putting DNA in it. This means that every animal continues to grow in this machine. Then Elsa put that DNA in that machine. Clive warns Elsa, "What we are doing is not legal. Create someone then kill them?" Elsa says that many people lose their lives every day in this world, and someone's life could be saved with our experiments. So Clive agrees with Elsa, and they continued their experiment. But the amazing fact is, this baby is expected to grow slowly in the machine. It is growing rapidly. They know that the child is physically healthy, but this lab's alarm goes off at night. At that point, they know that child has fully developed. This means he has completely grown out of the machine. So they pulled it out, looking very weird. Clive wants to kill this creature. Elsa says, "We shouldn't take this step now, because it's quite possible that we can create a living being." But Clive disagrees with Elsa. So they moved to where this creature was, because they wanted to end it with. On the way there, they learned that he was dead. So Clive starts there, and Elsa said, "He's out of danger." So Elsa opened this box, and when she checked, she knew there were no children or creatures but just a skin. This means that an organism that escaped from the skin was in the laboratory at the time. Next, this mysterious creature is shown to have 2 legs. Clive take a look at this creature. He said to Elsa, "Get out now. I release poisonous gas." But Elsa doesn't follow Clive's words, and she said to this creature, "I will not harm in any way." Chapter. Don't be afraid. Hearing it, this mysterious creature approached Elsa without fear. But Clive approached from behind, holding a stick. Seeing him, the creature was filled with anger. Then Clive and Elsa left the place. Clive says, "Elsa, I'm releasing poison gas, because I don't want to let this creature live. I want to kill it." Elsa said, "On it. We'll knock him unconscious, because I want to see my creature." so they knocked him down and started checking. They later learned that the creature was in fact a female, rapidly growing, and there will come a time when it will die after fully grown. This means its lifespan is short, and this creature grew little by little. His limbs develop and so does his mind, and Elsa was emotionally attached to it. She feeds him and teaches him different modes of action. One day, Elsa gave the creature a toy made up of several alphabets, and Elsa said to her, "Arrange these alphabets so that my name is written down." But this creature spells nerd. That's the name of this company, because he had observed those spells on Elsa's shirt. Witness, Elsa was delighted, because now he understands everything. Then Clive comes there, who never liked this creature. He asks who brought the creature out. Keep it inside, and his tail must also be covered. In fact, this creature has a long tail. Elsa says to Clive, "Don't call it an animal." Clive says, "Why should I tell him?" She said, "Let's call him Dren because he recently spelled the word nerd. It is Dren if reversed." One day, Clive's brother also discovered Dren, and the reality of Dren is exposed in front of him. They send Dren to a farm because they can't keep him there. The hour is drawing near when Clive and Elsa have to reappear before the head of the company. The presentation was about creatures they created before. When they brought the two creatures to the front of the company captain for a presentation, then the two creatures began to fight. They died in this battle, and they were frustrated by this incident. Then they figured out the logic behind those people's fight. Then they learned that the female creature had transformed into a male, transsexual. Since this organism has animal DNA, it is possible to change sex after transformation. Clive and Elsa didn't choose it because they joined with their other test subject Dren, and they won't let them in. Dren, who grew up, and Elsa took care of her, treating her like a child. She teaches him while in love. One day, Dren ran away into the woods. When Clive and Elsa went to investigate, they found that Dren had killed a hare and was eating it. Then they brought it home. Dren is not eating when Elsa offers a dish, but he said, "I'm sick of this boring place." She doesn't express it with pronunciation, but she spells tedious, using these alphabets. "How bored I am here." Then she went up toward the roof. Later, Elsa and Clive also followed. They observed that Dren had grown wings, and it's almost flying. Clive told him, "Stop. We have love for you. We need you. We will keep you." Hearing it, Dren's wings constricted within his body. Dren's mind is very sharp right now. He has begun to understand things, knowing the difference between good and evil. Once Dren found a cat, but Elsa took it away, because Elsa is worried that Dren won't kill the cat. Then a surprising fact came out just in time. It was Dren that was interested in Clive. It is later revealed by Clive that human DNA is inserted into Dren. It belongs to no one else but to Elsa. Clive gets mad at Elsa for this act. The man said to him, "You did it wrong. You shouldn't do that." Elsa's love for Dren wanes over time, so Elsa hands this cat over to Dren. Having a pointed tail, Dren kills this cat by sticking his tail in the cat's neck. Elsa lost her temper when she saw him, and she slapped Dren. Being slapped, Dren lunges at Elsa, taking the key from Elsa's neck. She unlocks the door and leaves from there. The truth of Dren was revealed before their eyes. It was later confirmed that Elsa had succeeded in extracting this protein, being the task assigned to her by the company. One day Clive is watching a clip on his laptop screen. Like, where is Dren? Dren is in the water at the moment. Now Clive is also interested in Dren, and he touches his laptop screen. In contrast, Dren also touches the camera. That is to say, it touches Clive's hand, because she knows Clive is looking at her. Saw it? Clive was shocked. We then see that Clive has arrived at the farm where Dren lives. Clive went there alone without Elsa. Clive calls Dren, but he doesn't see him. Returning, Clive finds Dren standing behind him. So Dren tells Clive to get close to him. "I have a crush on you." Clive says on it, "No, it is a mistake." Now Clive also has feelings for Dren, so he can't hide them. At the same time, Elsa arrives. She finds it disgusting to see them together, so she stormed up from there. Dren's tail is pointed, possibly a threat to anyone. So Elsa cut her tail, and she was very upset. Here, both repent of their mistakes because they should not have created this creature. Elsa said, "I made this protein that the company needed, and it's in Dren's body, with a large amount." Now the two plan to end Dren. Going to Dren, they find that Dren is dying. At first sight, Dren dies, because according to knowledge, his lifespan is limited. They buried him nearby after he died. After the funeral, Clive's brother goes there. There is another employee along with Clive's brother, and Clive's brother also works in the same company. Clive's brother said, I know you both created a creature. It looks like a human, because human DNA is also in the protein that you give to society. Now I want to glimpse your created organism. They said he was dead even though we buried him. Then someone's piercing scream was heard, and that voice came from that direction where they buried Dren. So they rushed that way. They observed that Dren was not present at his burial site. He is quite standing on the roof. It means he has come back to life. He looks strong and also dangerous. Its wings also grow and its tail also spawns, because it was cut by Elsa. Then, Dren attacks them at this time, and that put Clive's brother and his waiter to death, and Clive passed out during this debate. Then Dren captures Elsa, coming to her. Here it is revealed that Dren has also changed genres, because he has the DNA of that animal that can change sex, turning male. He comes to Elsa, but Clive drives a piece of wood into Dren, coming from behind. So Dren is injured and leaves Elsa. He then attacks Clive after removing this piece of wood. Then Elsa throws a rock at Dren, lift her up. Then Elsa threw a rock at it again, but she stopped immediately, and she began to think, we finish it with our own hands that made them. Elsa thinks so too. She has my DNA too? Trying his luck, Dren kills Clive with his tail. Elsa targets Dren again, throwing the rock. Dren is finally over. Then Elsa and her head are shown. Elsa is observed expecting a baby, and that's the baby that belongs to Dren because of his transsexuality. Head of Elsa says, your protein supply has benefited the company. Company now wishes to advance this research, and Elsa's expected child is the source that drives this research forward. Now Elsa has fought hard for this business after taking a risk and losing her husband. So the business brings Elsa a huge salary. As a genetic engineer, Elsa reluctantly wanted to advance this research. And the movie also ends in this scene.